Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video, where we're going to be talking about Relm, who is going to be getting her rework, her FR and BT weapons, and Yuna, who is going to be getting her rework and her FR Echo. Now we're going to take a look at both of these two characters, we're going to look at their changes, and I'm going to let you guys know whether or not you should pull for either of the two in the upcoming banners. So, do let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are going to be. If you're going to be pulling for Relm and or Yuna, feel free to let me know. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. A big thank you, as always, to all of my current YouTube supporters. Thank you so much for continuing to support what I do. If you ever thought about becoming a member of the channel, you can either click the first link in the description of this video or the join button below for details on what perks you gain for becoming a supporter of the channel. And a big thank you ahead of time if you do decide to become one. So we'll first start off with Relm's rework. So her skill 1. Sketch Summon deals a magic HP attack, increases Brave by 50% of the HP damage dealt, then deals an AoE split HP attack 5 times, that recovers 50% Brave in between HP attacks. Her skill 2, Sketch Plus, now deals an HP attack 9 times with 50% splash damage. Her EX now deals an AoE full HP attack 8 times. Her LD now deals an AoE split HP attack 7 times that allows for 250% stolen max Brave overflow and recovers 50% Brave in between HP attacks. Her drawing practice buff adds a 10% Brave gains up, 20% stolen / gained max Brave overflow, and a 30% Brave damage up and HP damage up. Her Tentacle command now deals an AoE split HP attack 7 times that deals weakness Brave damage to targets inflicted with the Sketch debuff by 50%, allows for 200% stolen max Brave overflow, and recovers 50% Brave after each HP attack. Now with Kelger as a partner, Relm's FR deals an AoE split HP attack 4 times that inflicts the Sketch debuff to all targets for 2 turns. Her FR conditions are as follows: a 40% increase whenever a teammate uses a magic ability, and a 40% increase whenever a teammate attacks an enemy inflicted with the Sketch debuff. Now Relm's BT effect lasts for 6 turns and grants the following. To herself, the BT effect duration does not go down during 3 turns granted by the Sketch debuff effect. To herself and teammates to her right, it grants free turn to party after enemy turn inflicted with Sketch. The party also gains a 20% Brave damage up, 50% Brave damage cap up, 20% HP damage up, and a 30% HP damage cap up. Now, to herself and teammates to her left, the party gains a 30% Brave damage up totaling 50%, 30% party Brave damage cap up totaling 80%, 30% party HP damage up totaling 50%, and a 20% party HP damage cap up totaling 50%. Now Yuna's rework to her EX now deals 9 HP attacks with 50% splash damage 3 times. Her LD now deals an AoE full HP attack 7 times. Her Sonic Wings Plus now increases Brave by 500% of own initial Brave, then deals 8 HP attacks that increases Brave by 500% of own initial Brave after each HP attack, followed by 2 more HP attacks that increases Brave by 500% of own initial Brave in between HP attacks. Her Energy Ray Plus now deals an AoE split HP attack 6 times. Now her FR, while active and the party has no debuffs, gains a 50% HP damage up / HP damage cap up. Her updated FR conditions are as follows: a 70% increase whenever a teammate except Yuna has no debuffs at the end of their turn, a 70% increase whenever Yuna has no debuffs at the end of turn, and a 40% increase whenever a teammate uses an ability from a change Brave / HP command. So let's talk about whether or not you should pull for Relm in the upcoming banners. Now Relm is a unique utility character with some spicy turn manipulation once you get your hands on her BT weapon. So her BT effect, even though it is short at 6 turns, there is actually a whole lot more to it than what you will read on paper. So basically, she is another positional character. So depending on where you have her, will equal whether or not she actually drags her teammates whenever the enemy inflicted with the sketch debuff axe, or if everybody on the team is going to be taking advantage of the full party auras that she offers within her BT effect. So, if she is placed on the far left, that means that every single time that an enemy axe that is inflicted with her sketch debuff, then not only is Relm going to be jumping in the turn order, but your teammates will do the same. So that means that everybody within that turn manipulation, within that turn jump that everybody just had, will have a free turn, and it is not going to count towards the turn count. So that can come in handy, not in a lot of situations, but it can come in handy whenever you are wanting to have more turn control than the enemy does. Like, let's say, for example, if the enemy is speedy, then having Relm on your team would actually benefit you more, because that way you are able to counteract with the speediness that the enemy has. And there are other ways that there are like different scenarios. It's not too many scenarios, but there are a couple scenarios where you can potentially see yourself taking advantage of that turn manipulation. Now, if she is placed on the far right, that means that everybody on the team is going to be taking advantage of all of the party auras that I mentioned earlier in the video. The only thing about this is that Relm, whenever she does jump in the turn order, she is going to be jumping it herself and not her teammates. So you can kind of, in a way, manipulate that, where you could potentially be able to take advantage of that turn manipulation while having your other teammates just hang around in the background while Relm is jumping in the turn order. Like, for one example, and it just depends on how like the enemy mechanics work. Like, let's say if the enemies cannot get broken, then Relm would actually be a really good choice for that type of fight, because she would be jumping in a turn order. If your other two teammates are able to provide some follow-up attacks, like let's say Kadash, for example. If Relm jumps in a turn order, she does her damage, Kadash will follow up with his follow-up attack. And seeing as how his BT effect is short, he will favor Relm's BT effect and the effects that her sketch debuff offers to herself, while taking advantage of all of the party auras that she is able to offer. So there are a couple things that you could take advantage of when it comes to Relm's BT effect, which is why I do consider her to be a unique utility character with some spicy turn manipulations. The team comps can be pretty interesting. Relm with her BT effect is not going to be for your newer players. It is more so going to be for veteran players who have a good roster of characters built that can take advantage of her effect. Her FR conditions, though they are slightly restricted to magical-based units, they are easy to meet. So, first one, dealing magical abilities, and then the second one is attacking a target inflicted with the sketch debuff. Sadly, there's no HP cap increases, but it is what it is. We're gonna have our FRs that will not, or will have their HP cap increases. So overall, what do I think about Relm? Relm, again, a very interesting character, not a character that I could say that everybody would be able to play with. Like, I mean, yeah, you can't still technically play with her, but like if you want to get the full aspect of what she now offers with her BT effect, then Relm can be a pretty interesting character to play around with. But in my opinion though, I do feel like Relm is not a must pull. Her damage output, I will say, is average. It's not anything to brag about, so it's not going to be like something that you would consider treating her as like a main DPS. Her damage is okay, but it's not something that maybe you're not used to compared to like some of the other characters, whether they be DPS, support, tank, that actually dishes out more damage than what Relm does. So Relm, I can easily say, is a pretty safe skip unless you want to have yourself a fun character like herself, or if she is a fan favorite, then you can actually do some pretty unique things with her. Now, I didn't make a slide for Yuna because I briefly wanted to talk about a few concerns about Yuna that I feel like some players may or may not share with me on why I think Yuna deserves a better rework than what she is about to receive. Because yes, she did gain the damage rework that she needed. Her FR Echo not only provides her with the Echo, but her FR conditions did get updated where you could potentially use her force time as the main force time, especially when you mess around with you pair up units with Yuna that have a change, brave, or HP command, because they can actually meet all of the conditions in her FR and also take advantage of the HP cap increases that they added with her FR Echo. So her FR is actually way more usable now compared to what it used to be before. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed that they did not mess around with is the fact that her BT ores are not updated to what most of us may or may not be used to. We have a lot of support characters that do provide some very strong ores, whether they be offensive, defensive, or just your normal everyday support characters with a BT effect. The thing is though, is that with Yuna's BT effect, I felt like they could have added a little bit more than what it is currently at, because the HP cap, whenever the party has no debuffs, is only at 20%. Outside of that, she offers no HP cap increases. And there are a couple other things, but I do also feel like they could have increased the percentages in some of the in what she offers within her BT effect. So that is one con that I will go ahead and say, that maybe you may not use her as your main support unit. She does offer max brave increases, attack increases when it comes to her LD buff, but I felt like they should have given her a little bit more when it comes to her BT effect because of what we currently have at the moment. So if you do decide that you want to green Yuna, or if you want to chase for her FR, do note that I would probably treat her at this point as a third slot unit and still consider having yourself another support character in your team, and then your DPS, or maybe a DPS, a follow-up attacker, and or you can have your support character, or just use Yuna as your support character. Because like for what she offers, I mean, like, she is able to cleanse debuffs, she is able to heal, she is able to grant brave to the party, so on and so forth. Like, she does have some common things that she and other support characters do have. But her BT effect, it's just not really all that good in my opinion. I felt like, again, I feel like they could have improved her BT effect a little bit, especially if you're not going to be using her force time, because her force time makes it so that nobody on the team cannot get debuffed. So if you're going to be using somebody else's, and if you get debuffed, or anybody on the team gets debuffed, then you are actually going to lose that additional brave damage up, HP damage up, and her only source of HP damage cap increases. So that's something to consider when looking into Yuna if you are needing yourself a support character. But other than that though, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.